Global Book Network. I'm Zach Feldman. Thanks so much for tuning in here on globalbooknetwork.tv and on our YouTube channel at Global Book Network. Joining us over the phone right now is an author and a doctor. She has a new book out called The Happy Healthy Revolution, The Working Parent's Guide to Achieve Wellness as a Family. It is Dr. Theresa Wee. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us here on Global Book Network. How's everything going?
Everything's going great. Thank you for having me, Zach.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on. Tell me all about the Happy Healthy Revolution. How are we going to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise? What's going to happen? How do we do this?
Well, right now we're in a pediatric obesity crisis. This is the first generation of children who will be more unhealthy than their parents. We're seeing
Wow.
chronic illness in children now, fatty liver and pre-diabetes. And so this is a call to action. And today, as I was a working mother myself with four children, a
Mhm.
full-time practice, my husband's a physician, I saw my children's health deteriorating. And I said, my goodness, we need to do something. So I started
Mm.
to implement small changes, and it worked. And I started to share it with my families that I've been seeing. I've been in pediatric private practice for over 40
Mhm.
years.
Mhm.
So I,
Yeah, and that worked out.
yeah.
That worked out really well. Then, tell us a little about some of the ideologies that you kind of encountered and found out about.
Well, first of all, I thought it was important to include my husband and the children. So this whole approach is family oriented. So what we do is, I started out the entire family. I said, okay, guys, my four kids, you guys got to do chores, okay? And if we do chores, we can go out. We need to have more family meals. So I got them in the kitchen, helping to prep and sitting down and eating together. I decided that we need to have screen time routine. Okay, we're going to have a limit. We have sleep routines. And one thing that really helped is sitting down 5 minutes at the end of the day. We called it talk about the day. And so the kids would have to say something good or something kind they did. And
Mhm.
so that really kind of brings everyone, bonds everyone together.
That's incredible. And that's honestly a great way of living in the first place. I mean, we should be already doing that, but we're not. Why aren't we doing that?
I do think that it's because of what's around us. We're so busy. Parents are working. Uh, they're resorting to fast foods, and everyone is looking at their screens. And sometimes I think parents want to do what's best for their children, but they may not be able to do it, or they just don't have knowledge about family meals and how important that is, or how important it is to really sit down for 5 minutes, eye to eye, in person, talking to your child.
Yeah. And that sucks because, as a parent, you want to, I mean, I would hope a lot of parents want to learn about their kid,
Yeah.
but obviously it seems as though, a lot of parents don't know what to do. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when you're in the parenting trenches, it ain't easy. And what
Yeah.
I want to give parents hope and encouragement so that they can take that first small step,
Hmm.
because sometimes you just need that little nudge. And if we can, I'm not saying change your entire lifestyle, but let's do just one family meal a week, or let's just sit down for 5 minutes as a family and talk in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's just very small practical steps. And if we can incorporate that in our lifestyle, what better gift to give our children than the gift of health and happiness and bonding and identity? That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get at.
100%. And, you've been a pediatrician for a long time, and you've seen a lot of kids. Obviously, kids are your passion.
Yeah.
But what have you seen, I guess, in your realm that kind of related to this book?
I What I found was that parents just had no knowledge of where to start.
Yeah.
There's so much on YouTube. There's so much when you go to the bookstores. It's overwhelming, and you don't know which method is correct, which diet is correct. Parents are trying to lose weight. Um, Grandparents are watching their grandchildren, and they're not sure what to do. And so I think it's just trying to make it simple for parents to understand and know that they're not alone in this journey. So this book is the family workshops that I did in my office. And so it takes you step by step. It's like someone holding your hand as you're going through this long, dark tunnel. So you're not feeling alone. And that I've been there. I know what it feels like.
Yeah, and it's important for, not only your doctor to know kind of the firsthand experience of what you've been through, but it's like to have this published out there and obviously you've been through this firsthand. It's really, really
Yes.
awesome that this is like, anybody can pick this up who's going through the same experience and can kind of learn from a professional and see this in their own light, from
Yes.
their perspective. I think it's really, really cool that you've kind of created this too. For parents though who are just still like trying to figure out the ways of going about parenting, is there any tips you can give them right now?
I think number one, if you're a single parent, but get together with your caretaker,
Mhm.
because I think people who are taking care of the children all need to be on the same, um,
Wavelength.
ideology. Because
Yeah.
yeah, mother and father, so I talk a lot about bonding as parents and being the co-captains and having a consistent message.
Mhm.
And I understand there are single parents out there, but get together with your caretakers, your babysitters, say, hey, I when they eat lunch or when we eat dinner, there's no television. Let's just sit down and have a good family dinner. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's very important that we keep that family unit strong. When the I see families with new babies, when the babies are 1 or 2 months, I ask the parents, or I ask the dad, have you taken your wife out for a date? And they just kind of look at me surprised with their, sleepy eyes. And I think it's
Just like,
important for
how am I
them.
going to do how am I going to do it? That's basically what they're probably saying is like, how am I going to have the time to do that?
But I think it's important once a week. And that was something my husband and I did. And I think it really helped to save our marriage. Why did we have kids to start out? But at
Wait.
least, yeah, you get your thoughts together.
Yeah, 100%. And it's hard too. Like as me, I just became married with my wife. We're already 2 years in now. No kids yet, but kids
Yeah.
maybe on the future. Who knows? But everybody I've ever talked to has always said the same thing. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of this. It's a lot of that. Don't do it to yourself. You're gonna lose so much time saving. I mean, what advice do you have for parents who wanna start a family but are scared to take that initiative?
It is a lot of work, but looking back, my kids are in their 30s and 40s. It's just amazing. I would say it is worth all the trouble. I think this is probably the most important job I've ever done. And again, we're all striving to do our best, but I'm just hoping that people can understand that you can get through this with some help. And sometimes pediatricians now or your family doctor may not have the time to talk to you about all these little things. So this can be in addition to the recommendations from your doctor.
100%. No, I think it's really cool. Well, doctor, people can find this book on Amazon and stuff like that, but where can people keep in touch with you on social?
Yes, I would love to. My author website
Yeah.
is TheresaWeeBooks.com, www.TheresaWeeBooks.com.
Very, very cool. And I see that also one of your kids is in the army too. From right
Yes.
behind you. Tell me, what do they do?
She is in the New York Army National Guard, but she's employed full time. She is currently deployed, and she is a dancer and a floral designer, but
Wow.
decided to join the New York Army National Guard to get health insurance. But I'm so proud. I'm so proud of her. Yes. So
That's incredible. I mean, honestly, we'll tell her thank you for your service.
yes,
Seriously,
I
from all of
will.
us. Seriously, and And it's really, really awesome that she's doing that too to serve our country. It's really, really awesome that that you have that in your family going for you too.
Yeah.
Again, the book is called The Happy Healthy Revolution: The Working Parent's Guide to Achieve Wellness as a Family. Dr. Theresa Wee, thanks so much for joining me here on Globe Book Network, and best of luck with the book and best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much, Zach. Appreciate it.
Anytime. You've been
Bye bye.
watching You've been watching Globe Book Network here on YouTube and on globalbooknetwork.tv. Check out all of our past interviews at globalbooknetwork.tv, and we'll see you here next time for another author interview with me, Zach Feldman. We'll see you next time.